I had to run down to Jolly General real quick and get some cabbage. And I picked up another almond milk because I only like silk almond milk these days for some reason. I don't like the Aldi's brand. I do get the coconut milk from Aldi's, even though it's a little thick. I want to make y'all this sandwich. Oh, I love it. My inspiration for it was the Reuben. Back when I ate meat, that was one of my favorite sandwiches. I really loved cheesesteak subs, but I would always get my meat like double, triple burned. Extra onions, mushrooms, extra mayo, hots. Oh, I love that. Oh, and the cheese. Cheese. Anything white. I don't really like American cheese. So this sandwich that I make is inspired by the Reuben. And so I oven roast my cabbage, season it, and it's got onions and garlic. And then I mix vegan mayo with, you're gonna see, you're gonna love it. So all of this cost me $11.55. Fire's been tearing them bananas up this week. So I'm about to rinse these off and put these up for her. They had a smaller cabbage. This will be perfect for our sandwiches. I've been making vegetables every day. The kids love this roasted vegetable kick that I'm on. So I'm going to have to double my vegetable order and double my potato order from here on out. I always like to rinse pretty much everything that I bring in the house. Anything that's in a bottle. Like, you know, I don't go so far as to wash off their applesauce cups, but I do wash mine off before I eat them. But anything, bottles like ketchup, the vinegar containers, milk, anything like that, I'm going to rinse it off because that stuff be dusty, okay? I peeled the outer layers of this off and give it a really good wash because it was dirty. I'm going to cut this in a different way than I did last time. I want to make like a patty out of it. Let's try it. Okay, I want to make like a patty. Should I cut this way? Let's see what that looks like. No, and that's the core right there. That's not going to work. Okay. I'm wondering, should I go this way with it, this way? Maybe I could just cut the core out. Let's do that. Cut out the core. And then maybe, hold on. Let's do this away from me. It should work. Yes, it worked. Yeah, boy, it worked. To the guy who tried to tell me that cooking wasn't a science experiment, yes, it is. I understand it's an art, duh, but it's also a science. Okay, this will work. We're using sourdough, so it's going to have big pieces of bread, so this can be on each piece of the sourdough. Let's make a couple. This is the same technique that I use when I roast my potatoes or any of the other vegetables. I'm going to put them in here. Oops, it's falling apart. That's okay. It didn't hold, but that's all right. It doesn't hurt to try anything new. Some of them are still remotely in circles. So I'm going to do my oil. I usually use olive oil, but I used the last of that last night. So I was waiting on an Amazon delivery, but I missed the driver chat with them saying they didn't know how to access the building. All right, I want to get some garlic and some onion and throw it in here too. And this is what we have. I'm gonna put my seasonings on there. I just realized that my vegan mayonnaise was in that Amazon delivery that I just missed. And my kids used all the vegan mayonnaise, so we're gonna have to improvise. My Fury season, it's a premix that's mostly salt, paprika, dry mustard, dried onion, and a little bit of garlic. Since my children have used all of the vegan mayonnaise, I'm going to add additional oil when I bake this so that it's nice and oily so we don't have a dry sandwich. See? There's always a solution. I like to mix my stuff by hand. Got our garlic in there and our onion and our cabbage. Got our seasonings. And sometimes I like to add a little bit of extra dried mustard. And I'm going to add some herbs now as well. Probably going to do a little bit of oregano and some thyme and a little bit of rosemary. Intentional herbs are good for your health. Parsley, dill, more mustard, a little bit of pepper, tiny bit of oregano, goes a long way. Tiny bit. Oh, and I'm gonna put coriander in there. I've been putting that in stuff lately because it tastes like lemon. It smells magnificent. Yum. You know how we do around here, play boy. Cast iron skillet. Yes, sir. Now this is where I usually add coconut oil on top of my greens because it gives such a buttery texture. Don't have that, so I'm gonna put a tiny bit of grapeseed oil on top of this, and then as soon as my oven hits 450, it's going in there for a half hour. It's gonna be very charred when it comes out, very flavorful. Meanwhile, I'm getting my sourdough bread out of the freezer so it can de-thaw, but I'm gonna toast it anyway a little bit. It's gonna be super oily when it comes out, but that's just because we don't have any vegan mayonnaise. But don't let me fool you, I love me an oily vegetable. Because we use stuff like coconut oil, it's good for visceral fat. It's very healthy for you. But too much of anything is not good. Let's clean up. I managed to salvage some mayonnaise, so this is still gonna be a win. The best part of this sandwich, other than the cabbage being blackened and perfectly flavored, and the toasted sourdough, and the lovely creaminess of the vegan mayonnaise, are the pickles. I'm gonna cut these up really small, dice them, mix them with the vegan mayonnaise, and then that will be what we put on the sourdough. See you in 30 minutes. I just realized at this point, this is when I would also chop up some fresh lettuce, but we are out of it, and I forgot to order it this week. So, and I also just forgot to grab it from Dollar General, so I will have to get it next week. So I'm just gonna cut up some celery instead. So I've got my little chopped up pickles, and I've got my little chopped up celery, and I'm just gonna stick it in here with the vegan mayo, mix it up. I think I might put a little bit of pepper in there. Oh no, I'm gonna put smoked paprika in there. And then wait for the cabbage to finish roasting. This is the sourdough that I get from Aldi. It's the only bread that I can eat that doesn't make my stomach bloat. This whole loaf will last me an entire month. I'm gonna pick out my pieces and sit them to the side. And then when the cabbage is done, I'll turn the oven off and just stick these in the oven and let them toast. And that'll be our bread for our dinner. Back into the freezer. Yeah. I have been trying to germinate 4 lemon seeds in this dirt for an entire month. No action. So this morning in that pot, I dug through it to make sure to get the seeds out. Couldn't find the seeds. Okay, fine. So I turned the dirt over, the substrate, and then I put in the kids' new tomato seeds from Birdie's lunch this morning. Birdie's my box turtle for all y'all who are new here. Look at what I found. This is 4 hours after I buried the tomato seeds. Would anyone like to tell me what that is? Because it's either a very late blooming lemon tree or a very ambitious tomato plant. That would have to be the world record of growing tomato seeds. 4 hours? Child, these plants got a mind of their own. Let me show you what else just popped up overnight. Who is that? And where did he come from? Because he wasn't there yesterday. He's not the only one. Who are you, sir? Where did you come from? I'm just a gardener. Frozen fruit slaps. The elders say you're supposed to break your fast with fruits and not until like 2 p.m. This Give slushy is so good. All right, I'm about to take the cabbage out and put the sourdough in. It's mad crispy. That's how I like it. If you don't like it that crispy, only cook it for 20 minutes, not 30. This is our toasted sourdough. Yum, yum, yum. I'm just going to do what I usually do and not act like I don't do these things just because I'm on camera. Because I know daggone well that I still spray oil on there. So I'm going to put this one here next. Normally I would have way more vegan mayo, but that's okay. Because again, I made my veg super oily. So that oil will seep into my bread and I will not have a dry sandwich. Oh my God, your father loved gelato. He used to feed it to the dog. It's like, don't give him that. You shouldn't even be eating it. Bam! Here we are. It's my vegan Reuben sandwich. Oh! Wow. This is so good. It's the pickles. The cabbage is crispy and flavorful. Perfect amount of salt. I don't even miss the mayonnaise. It doesn't even need any more mayonnaise. The celery gives it a perfect crunch. I can't even taste that celery. And the onions, something in here is tasting like cheese. My brain is registering cheese for some reason. Like stringy mozzarella. Got to try this. The sourdough, I would not want this on any other bread. Alright. What do y'all think? Would you try this sandwich? Let me know down in the comments. If you're interested in checking out my music, it's available under my artist name, The Fury of Abyss, on all music streaming platforms worldwide. Thank you so much for spending time with me here in Fury World today. This was a win. I love you.